Route 66, both attack and defense. We happen to win this match. We'll see how it goes here. Initial positioning close to the Reinhardt, right where I'm supposed to be. I think it gets called out. They have a Bastion here. A little nervous of that. Find him under the archway, but get screwed by the cart. Our Reinhardt takes him out. Safe to come out. Start pressuring out onto the point. Again, this is a position I value a lot. This corner here on Route 66. Shots are... They just don't have any use. Probably just feeding their healer ult here. There's no way that either of those confirm a kill, but it does give me Deadeye. Generally, doing damage is better than just standing there idly, but there's logic to be made for pulling back until my Reinhardt gets. Our Reinhardt's here. I'm focusing on making sure that Lucio's getting punished for being out of position while breaking the Rein's shield. Notice the Reinhardt's super low. Shield's gonna get broken. He retreats around the corner. I think... Yeah, I heard the dragon coming and just decided that that Reinhardt could be someone else's problem. He was low enough health that I thought he would die. Turns out he kills our support. I miss 17 shots in a row and get pinned by the Reinhardt I chose to ignore. Not sure if that's bad luck Brian or poor decision making, so I'm just gonna look at that again. So here the Ryan is being healed but has no health with a barrier that's broken, and I thought he retreated to only a Lucio, but we can see just for a moment there that he is also retreating. Right there we can see it to Zenyatta, so he's got more support than I initially think. But from what I see Hammer Doom here, the Genji, and our Reinhardt. They're all going to go deal with him, including our Lucio. So my opinion is he's just dead. This dragon comes through. I noticed that it kills one of our DPS. But I also noticed that... I mean, this Hanzo's out of position. I'm in position to punish him. It's a fight I should win. I've got my cooldowns. There's nothing to stop me from winning this. Should... The kill feed's not giving me enough information other than the Reinhardt's not dead. And then I get pinned by a Reinhardt. Even watching this in replay, I'm not sure how that Reinhardt got away. The dragon must have done some serious zoning work. I like the decision making. I think it's better than chasing kills that are confirmed. It just didn't work out for me that time, which happens. More importantly, the Hanzo didn't die because I just hit the bed on shooting him. Kind of what can be expected for the next few days as I relearn Mcree. Again, we're just here punishing the shield. We've got a lot of people surrounding these guys. No reason not to push up and support them. There was like no reason for me to stay on that high ground and remain. Amy easily caps the point. At this point, I've done, in my opinion, next to nothing. Done some damage to a Reinhardt shield and died to a Hanzo or Reinhardt. So nothing too spectacular. I'm sitting in here asking for heals and I don't understand what's going on. Because the Zenyatta is just like, I don't like healing Mcrees or something. And chooses not to heal me. Maybe he knows I haven't done jack shit yet either. Punishing this shield is dumb when there's a free Zarya on the bridge. The transition over to him, I like. Bad luck on the sound barrier. Reposition to garage to help pressure with the team. Yeah, that, like... Okay. So a lot of us don't play a lot of Reinhardt. But my buddy, who plays the Reinhardt for Team OK, he would have laughed at me endlessly for getting hit by this. there is nothing else this Reinhardt could be doing. He doesn't try to hide it in any way. There's no trickery. He just walks straight at us and starts trying to line us up. And I stand in front of him like, you know, there's an option when I should have flashbanged him. Flashbang was off cooldown. It's just a very obvious mistake. Reinhardts don't just walk at people with their shield down. It's what he was doing. There's no other logic there. Like, he's not lighting up a fire strike. He would have done that with his shield up. So yeah, very embarrassing. Not something you should ever really get hit by. No, I legit didn't clue in that there was going to be a Leah from Team Chat says that when she was watching it live, they thought I was gonna roll to the left and dodge it because I didn't have any ammo left. When the reality is I actually had no idea he was doing it. As much as I should have. Yeah. Pay attention. A good takeaway lesson from that. We deal with the Pharah with some help from the Genji, which is our primary job here. I get pinned behind this rock, and there's a flanking Reinhardt behind me. This is the second time this match that he has come at me from a spot that I do not expect. Part of that was my aggressive position, I feel. Like, there's probably no reason to die there. I think it also amounts to my not paying attention to the kill feed. Yeah, right there. Our tank goes down. Our healer goes down. Great, we got that. Look at the kill feed, right? Like, should have known. Should have fallen back. Should have watched that and said, like, oh, this is not the time to pressure. That was a little bit dumb. And these reviews are really important because I haven't done one for probably 4 days, and it, like, the mistakes you're trying to fix creep back in if you don't keep punishing yourself for them. And punishing is a strong word, but that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm watching myself make the same mistake that I made a week ago and wondering why I haven't corrected it. And that overextension is a good example. A long time ago, I identified I need to do a better job of watching the kill feed. Still need to do a better job. This ult. Why did I use an ult there? What is my reasoning for ulting this? I guess I had ult. My reasoning. Okay, so I grabbed the health pack. I'm full health. There's basically... I don't think it's a good ult. It applied some pressure. It got their primary DPS out of the picture that Hanzo was doing work. But it could have just as easily killed no one. I think I kind of got lucky with the Hanzo kill there. Turned out okay. As soon as their Hanzo died, we were able to actually do something, so. But another ill-advised Pharah ult there is getting at people free kills. We just push this all the way in. So typically from here, I transition to the long far side and the initial push through this section. Kind of makes them look two ways. If they're just looking at the corner, I find that it, like, I'm not hoping to get kills here. It'd be nice if I did. It'd be great if I did. But what I want them to do is not just look around the corner, like look at the stack around the corner. I want them to have their attention a bit split, enabling my team to actually push forward. So this is a position that I will commonly take only upon our push initially into this section. And it's to draw attention. And then I get bitter over getting 100 to 0'd from a shot to my foot. Yep. That was a headshot, all right. Sure looked like a headshot. Cool. um, I have ult again, and I think Leo is right. I popped my ult here, and I'm very annoyed by the fact that our Lucio is just not doing anything. And that this Zarya is able to just walk around freely. But there were 20 seconds left. I easily could have found a better position to pop that ult, and I think Leah is absolutely correct that I should have found a better time for that. That's another just sort of bad ult, way out in the open. The Zarya was high energy, could just walk at me and kill me before I could do it. And then there's a second mistake, which is that because everybody's gonna miss time ults, right? Like best in the world are gonna miss time ults. This is a particular, like the best in the world would never do this, but this is a particularly bad example of it. Can I not go back far enough? So right here, I pop this ult, and already I'm getting pressured by the Zarya. The single hit tells me she's at high energy. I had a moment there to cancel the ult and roll away. Like, sometimes you have to give up on your ship. It's much better for me to be alive there than it is for me to do absolutely nothing. So I walk in, I see the Pharah, which is typically the cue for me to ult, because I'll accept that trade, ult for Pharah almost every time. So I ult. Yeah. That needed, you can react to that. After the first shot, you're aware she's high energy, the next shot's gonna kill you. All you have to do is like right click and roll. But I didn't. It was the platform, yeah. Leah from Beam asked if it was the platform that blocked the shot on the Pharah, and it was. I mean, I hesitate to try and do much about an overtime cart push like this because you're just throwing yourself at the cart. Normally, I would never want to go run into 5 of them. Had to because it's overtime. Probably would have been much smarter to switch characters to like a D.va or Tracer or something, but so we can skip ahead through this. This is our defense, which goes pretty smoothly. Even over the course of this game, start feeling a bit more confident in my aim, and we'll see that start to come into play here. Taking fights that I should take, shooting the right people rather than the safe Reinhardt shield. That's a mistake I often make when I don't trust my accuracy. Rather than waste time shooting someone that I feel like I'm going to miss, I'll just shoot the Reinhardt shield because I feel that has inherent value. Typically, the less I shoot a Reinhardt shield, the better my aim is, if that makes sense to you. Boost through this crap. Here comes the cart. So that's an example. That Lucio was out in the open. I could have shot at the Lucio. Just shooting at the Rhine shield because I don't trust the aim. And now, here's something I've never understood. You know, almost everybody says Mcree is a great counter to Tracer. I mean, I don't buy it. There must be something I don't know. Certainly, if you have like Tier 4 level aim, Mcree is a great counter to everything. Like, yeah, I totally agree with you. But I mean, tracers are meant to just be mobile. They have an incredibly small hitbox, and they're ridiculously hard to hit. It's just easier with a projectile class that has a bigger hitbox. In almost every, like, I have an easier time killing tracers with Zenyatta than I ever will with Mcree. Yeah, there's something about that I'm apparently missing, because everybody says, "Oh yeah, tracer counter or Mcree counters tracer," and man, every good tracer I've ever come across just shits on Mcree. That's Leah and Beam says, you know, if basically if the tracer mistimes her blink, you can flashbang and then it's a guaranteed kill. And that's very true, but uh, I would wager a guess that most people trying to flashbang a tracer um, don't succeed a large majority of the time. They probably miss that shot or miss that flashbang quite often. But yeah, I mean, if you can get the flashbang off, yeah, you just shoot her in the head and she's dead. No big deal. Okay, so back into the match here. These tanks are now pushing up right, but I'm in good position to prevent their push. Out of the corner of my eye, that ult was to buy time for our team to react to these tanks coming back in. They felt they weren't really ready for it. If you look at my sort of perspective here, I see a Lucio. I see a Zarya, a Junkrat, and like these two win this fight. There's no way these guys live here, right? So I'm using my ult in a very defensive manner to say like, oh shit, like my team needs time, and then I happen to spot this Pharah, and like I said, I will always kill a Pharah with the Mcree ult. That's just, yep. I don't even think about it. I just do it. And here comes the joy of tracking down this tracer, right? I'm maintaining this medium range, which is good. She can't really kill me. But fuck, hitting a tracer, man. That's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not as simple as people seem to make it out. But get caught in this earth shatter. Stun to save. This guy continues to try to just ult on top of 6 people and loses. Not the best Pharah in the world, in case you haven't noticed. But our position now is very, very strong. We have tanks in position to deal, well, a tank, which is the Winston. But we have a lot of spam coming from that Junkrat dealing with this high ground pressure. We have me sitting on sort of on top of the cart and our Reinhardt on it. This is difficult for them to push into. They swap off the Tracer here, which probably really smart. Should have been a hit. So this is something that is easy for everybody to incorporate into their game, right? Let's get to where I was here. So we start off defensively like this, which is a great position. But the Pharah comes into play, and there he is. The Reaper starts pressuring our Reinhardt. If I deal with the immediate threat, which I should do, it's, you know, DPS's job to make sure the Reinhardt doesn't die. It's not the healer's job. You're just there to deal with the damage, right? That a tank is inherently going to take. But no amount of healing is going to just allow a Reaper to free fire on our tank. You have to kill him. It's your job. So I know I got to deal with this Reaper. I can stay up here and safely fire at this Reaper. But that Pharah's in play. And if I stay up here, I'm going to get like shot while I'm not looking. I'm going to get dealt with. Without a doubt. So I need a better position. And while that Reaper goes underneath, I'm going to rotate around to here. So I can still protect the Reinhardt, but now I cannot be sort of surprised. And that's the sort of repositioning, especially on a character like Mcree, you always need to be doing. You can get away with so much BS on Mei and Reaper because of their safe cooldowns, like their shift abilities. But Mcree doesn't really have that. It's all about your positioning. So this reposition, in my opinion, very smart. The Reaper's Wraith is down, and I know exactly where he is right now. I know where my tank is, I know where my healer is, and I know where my DPS is. I can keep these guys safe. If he comes out and tries to pressure, I just flashbang and kill. Now they're starting to pressure the cart. At this point, I know I've lost the Reaper, but I see his Wraith again. Oh, there's giveaway. Fair is my responsibility. All this stuff is just clean positioning. Like I've got everybody in front of me. I just think I just pick her for the fun of it. Check where that Reaper went, find him. Like from start to finish, that whole play, that whole last 30 seconds was okay, there's a Reaper that wants to threaten my tank. I'm going to deal with this Reaper. That doesn't mean chasing him down and flashbang and killing him and maybe dying, which I would probably die. It means being in a position to counteract whatever he wants to do. And that's exactly what I did. Not only did I ult when he wanted to come across, picked off one of their healers just kind of randomly, but immediately after my ult, because I knew his position, I checked to find him again. We can see that here. The whole time is all of this is because of the Reaper. I'm in position to deal with the Reaper if he comes out of gas station. I see him Wraith up there. Okay, whatever. He's running around somewhere, but I don't care where he is now. He's not threatening my tanks. Deal with the major threat to the front line. Oh, found the Reaper. Ah, screw it. I'm just gonna kill the Lucio. Found the Reaper. Still up there. Oh, found the Reaper. He actually came down and wants to do something now. My responsibility, and he's dead. I mean, that'll never make play of the game, but if you do that every match, if you recognize threats to your tanks and completely shut them down, yeah, you will win games all the time. It doesn't matter that I wasn't putting damage into that Roadhog except when I could spare a moment. The pick on the Lucio is whatever. It's just lucky bullshit. It doesn't make a difference. What matters is that Reaper spent probably 30 seconds doing absolutely nothing. So right now we have 3 down. The Reaper did it because I was trying to deal with another threat. There's only so many places I could be. I'm near the payload. I'm dealing with the threat to the payload and the people on it, which was this Roadhog. In the meantime, the Reaper does work and kills most of our team. Probably should have just ran away here. Recognize it a bit too late and don't manage to run away. Yeah. I mentioned during the stream that like I tried to roll that hook, but the reality is I should have just not been there. Great if you can dodge a hook and all, but should have just not been in a position to get hooked because our whole team was. So I have ult here. I could have used it to stall as they come through, 90 health, and walk into a firestorm. That Reinhardt has my number this match. So I'm very leery of staggering here. I know our Mercy went in, I know our Reaper's down there, but like I don't want to make a further mistake because they made a mistake. I don't know if that's the right call. I don't know if I should have gone in. This Junkrat says, fuck it, I'm going in, and immediately dies. Turns out that I get a pretty sweet. Get a triple kill on both tanks and the Lucio. Cleaning up this Zarya's brood, and then a nice shot onto her. Wins us the match. So, I mean that last bit is something that'll plague you in all your games because it's going to be the wrong answer most of the time and the right answer most of the time, and it'll never be the consistent. You'll never have like a logic that you can go by that will guarantee that you're making the right decision. So we all know that staggering is bad. Trickling in one at a time to just die horribly is awful and doesn't do it. So I recognize that we still here have a Reinhardt up. I see, both in the kill feed and because I just saw an X appear on the screen, that our Reinhardt dies. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to stagger. I don't want to go in without a front line as Mcree. This just seems like a bad idea. I pull back. I just want to wait, maybe poke in some damage, where the card is, see what's going on, try to be safe. And in that moment, our Mercy says, I'm going to go in, though. I'm going to help the Reaper. And now, like, that's your choice, right? Does that make you commit? Does that make you say, what a stupid Mercy, I'm going to stay up here? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what the right call is there. Because, I mean, Reaper Mercy versus the 4 or 5 guys they've got sitting down here, they're never going to win. Reaper Mercy Mcree also are never going to win. It just is such a low value play. So, okay, I'm going to pull back and wait and wonder what I should be doing. Hook out some more damage. Now I'm low health for my efforts. Grab the health kit. This guy threw in a tire, and he doesn't give a shit, right? Like, he's going to stop this payload by himself. So at this point, I'm like, the decision's out of my hands. I know our Reinhardt must be here soon, and I don't know if he'll be here soon enough. This payload is right here. The checkpoint is right here. Like, now it's dumb not to get on the payload. You absolutely have to contest it before they get to the... So I'm going to walk over here. The Reinhardt, once again, just has my number. That's an enemy black hole. Our Reinhardt does make it in. Junkrat dies, but just the cleanup ult. And a boosted Ryan. So, upon review, it looks like I absolutely made the right decision in waiting for our Reinhardt. And in saying that the Reaper... hard to say. I only see it from my perspective. Anyway, guys, that's the match. My review of my own play on Route 66 with Mcree. Saw good progression and warm up on my aim there. It did get better towards the end, and I was hitting shots that I feel like I should be hitting. I got play of the match, which that was exciting. And it's the same play we've watched like 6 times. What was it?